Hi, I'm Paul Galgin with EMC, and if you have 2.5 minutes, I can show you how you can completely automate site-to-site failover for any clusterable application using Windows Failover clustering and EMC Cluster Enabler. Let's get started with how local high availability is achieved with simple shared storage in Windows Failover clustering. Right here, you see a 2-node Windows cluster, one active node which has ownership of the resource groups, and one standby node. Both have access to the same storage. If the active node fails or needs maintenance, the services running on that node are simply moved to the standby node, which starts reading and writing to the storage and providing services to its clients. You can stretch a failover cluster across the data center, or even across the world. With Windows Server 2008 and SQL Server Denali, you can have even separate subnets. However, if the cluster requires shared storage, failover will not complete because the nodes in the disaster recovery site will not have access to the data necessary to provide services to its clients. Now let's say you've implemented a storage or SAN level replication technology that can get your data to your disaster recovery site. That's great, but by itself the services won't fail over because there's nothing there to promote that replicated data and make it usable by those nodes in your DR site. Enter Cluster Enabler. When Windows Failover clustering attempts to fail over to the DR site, it'll contact EMC Cluster Enabler, which will stop replication automatically and make those disks available to the Windows servers in the DR site automatically and with no administrator intervention. Failback is simple. When you've removed the conditions that caused the site failure, replication is restarted in the opposite direction. Once the production site is caught up with the DR site, a cluster failback can occur using Windows Failover clustering. Replication is then reversed, putting the entire cluster back into its original state. VPLEX is a bit different, since VPLEX provides read-write access to both copies simultaneously. Storage doesn't need to be promoted upon failover in a VPLEX configuration. Now, whether VPLEX or Cluster Enabler is right for you depends on your specific needs and environment. In either case, it's easy to achieve automated site-to-site failover of Windows environments with EMC technologies.